All right, let's talk about credit card transaction fees.
Credit card transaction fee, Scott did some work, I'll let him report out here, and then we'll make it representation to the board. We're not looking for action tonight, though.
Okay, at the last board meeting, I was asked to seek out vendors, additional vendors that are out there to check on credit card processing rates. First thing I did was contact Skyward to find vendors that sync with Skyward so that when parents make online payments, it automatically updates their balances. So in the chart that is attached, you will see RevTrack, PaySchool, and eFunds for schools are the three currently that sync automatically with Skyward. I broke down what the annual fees were, startup costs, and what the rates would be out there. Remember the key piece here, we collect about $520,000 in revenue, and there's approximately $17,000 in processing fees. Let's see here.
What's your recommendation here, Scott?
The recommendation would be to continue using RevTrack, our current credit card processing company. The most important piece here is that automatic syncing with Skyward and having real-time balances as they make their payments. In the future, if PayEasy would become compatible with Skyward, we would explore the transition. As far as making a recommendation with rates or a flat dollar cost, that was discussed at the last board meeting. In order to recover some of the funds, I would recommend putting a $3 processing fee on there. That will be approximately, the district will be able to approximately recoup 30% of the processing fees.
Credit card fees.
Credit card processing fees.
Right. Okay, so when are you expecting to go live with this? Kristen, I'm asking that question because you want
For
to,
summer school, we typically go live April 1st.
and so, I mean, obviously it's cheaper and we'd be working with First American Bank, but we can't have this go south with Skyward where all of a sudden our student fee balances become messed up so I think what we do is for a year, we do the flat, my thought to the board would be we do a flat convenience fee on anybody that pays with a charge card. Scott, you talk to Skyward and say, you know what, you need to open up your vendor list, we need to look at, try to get them working with payees and see if there's a way we could eventually shift towards a different vendor. But with a month's notice and trying to move this to online, the boardroom will be filled like this every 2 weeks if we have problems with Skyward, people paying their bills and having problems with their fee balances. We need to be cautious of that. Because the last thing, we do use fee balances to not allow students to go to dances, to not allow them graduation. So the last thing we want to do is have accounting errors that we have to go back and correct by hand with the business staff. I know there was some question, and the biggest thing I would start talking with Skyward about is being able to do a data dump and figure out a way that they have, because it's kind of weird that the three software providers they allow to use all have the same fees, so it doesn't really give you that much of a choice. So just see if we could continue to work with Skyward. That would be my recommendation.
Okay. Any questions for Scott on this side?
Well, does the vendor work with individual clients? Could you contact the vendor and see if they would be willing to reduce their fee?
Yeah, I mean, I've asked that, as far as RevTrack, I said explain our rates that we have. We currently have a blended rate, and it all depends on the type of card that is being swiped on it, and it's at different, depending on if it's a pre-qual where you have cashback incentives or something like that, it's charged a different rate versus just a plain basic card. The other ones, like you said, they're all kind of in line. There is some savings with the PayEasy that will have to be looked into to see if we can get it to sync. But currently, like I said, it does not sync.
Could you ask them, your provider, you recommend go if they're giving Skyward any money? Could you ask them that?
Can you repeat that, please?
The credit card provider you're going to choose, or the ones that the credit card processor you're going to choose, ask them if they are paying Skyward anything.
Now, we already use RevTrack, correct?
Yes.
So this is being brought up to the board, is to try to help us recoup roughly the 3% of fees we've paid over the, it's 17,000 roughly a year that we're paying.
Yes.
And could you do the other thing too, is tell them how much we transact to the 3 and say, what's the best price you'll give us? I mean, maybe if they know we're processing $500,000, they'll give us a better rate if they
Or a
can get our
scaled rate.
business, or a scaled rate or something.
Or looking at competitors.
Yeah.
But Gary, you're asking that question for a different reason, right? Are you asking to see if
Well,
they're,
when you got the rates, you have to give them your statements to show them your annual and show them your average transaction. Did you not have to provide them that kind of information?
Oh, did you give it to them?
I mean, they ask for it,
Yes.
okay.
just so I
And
can
that's the
compare
basis
apples
of
to
the rate
apples.
determination.
Right.
With
That's
it.
how he went to First American
Oh, got it, okay. So you've already done, you don't have to
and
do
got
it.
that.
Okay.
so are you trying to find out if there's
Well, it's
some
kind
kind
of,
of conflict with
it's
Skyward?
kind of funny that the three are all within a hair of each other from a rate standpoint.
Right.
Okay.
So I want them to come on record and say they are not paying Skyward anything.
They don't need that, Scott, that doesn't mean they need to come here, just see if you can get them on record to say that.
Will do.
In the meantime, Kristen needs to open registration April 1st.
Yeah.
Are we not charging a fee this year, or are we gonna start charging a fee? The other thing
I see a recommendation in it.
and the $3 fee is the recommendation.
Are you
The oth-
okay with that, Gary? $3?
Yeah, I mean, we can start, we can walk.
Fine, why don't we just,
And if he can
Vote
get
on
the
it
rate
now.
down, if he can get the rate down, I mean, you're cutting the rate in half if you go with easy.
All right, do we want a motion today on the $3?
you okay with that, Gary?
Yeah, it's fine.
Scott,
Resolve
can you-
the board-
Scott, I'm sorry, Tim, give me 1 second. We're planning on not starting this though till July 1. Whenever the board incorporates a fee.
With the new book.
Right, with the FY17.
Right.
Okay, so just so the board's aware.
It
so
says that
even
in the
though-
resolution,
Yeah.
sir.
Right, I just wanna make sure people on TV, you pay for your summer camps, you didn't have to pay in the fall, so when July 1 comes, you will have to pay a processing fee.
So if they pay all of next year's fees before July,
Sure.
so if they get their money in early in
Our
June.
revenue will be up by the
Big time,
4% that Tim
4%.
was asking.
All right, do I have a motion? on this?
Resolve the board
You
edu-
wanna read
Resolve the Board of Education, Township High School, District 2-8, Cook County, Illinois, hereby approves the processing fee of $3 to be applied to all credit card transactions beginning July 1, 2017, as presented in the February 28, 2017 Board Agenda
Do I
Packet.
have a second?
Second.
Second by Gary Gritchen, motion by Mr. Walsh. Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Any other questions? All right, Mary Ann?
Ms. Ruska?
Yes.
Mr. Jepson?
Yes.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Cindy?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yep.
Mr. Gretchen?
Yes.